Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as the senior band block pays homage to Solon High School with the playing and singing of our alma mater, conducted by band president Christian Blue. Ladies and gentlemen, the Board of Education, Superintendent, Principal, and Athletic Department of Solon High School extend to each of you a cordial welcome. We are pleased that you could be with us here tonight. Solon High School and Shaker Heights High School are members of the Ohio High School Athletic
Hello again, everybody. My name is Jeff Sabo, and welcome to tonight's broadcast as the Shaker Heights Red Raiders roll into Inwood Drive to take on the Solon Comets here tonight at Stewart Field. Hello again. It is late in the season, and a very unusual season indeed, as this game was scheduled less than 1 week ago. However, these two teams very familiar with one another. Solon leads the all-time series 14-1. This is the 16th all-time meeting between the two schools, as the last time that these two teams faced off against each other at Stewart Field, it was a 20-7 victory for the Solon Comets over this Shaker Heights Red Raiders team. Now, taking a look at both schools, starting off with Shaker Heights, 1-5 overall on the season. 1 season ago, 2-8. Keep in mind, both teams are out of the playoffs, but due to OHSAA rules, teams are allowed to schedule additional games even if they are out of the playoffs. So here we are, Solon versus Shaker Heights here under the lights of Stewart Field. And then the Solon team looking for their first win of the season, 0-4 overall. They've played St. Vincent St. Mary's, they played Kirtland, which was back on September 25th, the last time we had a home game here at Stewart Field. Then they went on the road to play against the Medina Battling Bees. They were winning in the fourth quarter in that one. However, some turnovers and giving up some big plays in the fourth quarter led Medina to beating them 24-20. Then 1 week ago in a playoff game over in Berea at Finney Stadium, they lost 42-14 to the St. Ignatius Wildcats, where the Wildcats were up 21-0. You know, after the first quarter, kind of a rough game for the Comets in that one. However, offensively, they were able to get some things going. They finished with 253 yards total, 142 yards passing, 111 yards rushing. And then taking a look at the offensive stats for this Solon team, they definitely taking a look, they average about 240 net yards per game. They get about 125, 126 rushing yards on the ground. Pass yards per game, about 114. Senior Pat McQuaid, he has 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions on the year. Two seasons ago against Shaker Heights, 86 pass yards. Keep in mind the last time that these two teams played, it was at Shaker 1 year ago. McQuaid was hurt, so he did not play. It ended up being a victory for Solon, 31-14 in a Saturday afternoon matinee matchup over in Shaker Heights. Where in that game, Solon had 166 yards rushing, 183 yards passing, 349 yards of total offensive effort. Khalil Eichelberger, we're going to be seeing tonight, 145 yards on the ground. On the defensive side, Markel Green, 12 tackles against Shaker Heights in that particular game. He ended up finishing that season with over 70 tackles overall. As the Solon team, very optimistic. Still, even though they've had some rough spots, talking with Ed Boggs before the game, he said they haven't really been playing well, but the kids are in pretty good spirits. They definitely were very excited about this one. And then Shaker Heights, over on the other side of the football, they had periods where the coaches actually had to give them workouts to do at home. They had to have virtual meetings. They had to start off in small groups and then graduated to larger groups. They've not been able to use the weight room or their locker room at all this season, as they've definitely had a tough trek to get here. They opened up the season on September 5th with a 35-10 loss to Kirtland, where that was the first time Kirtland had played a Division I team. And then Shaker Heights had that game close in the first half. However, Kirtland managed to pull ahead in the second half as they were able to get some big plays and they pulled out with a 35-10 win. And then Shaker Heights, they ended up playing Garfield Heights on September 11th, a 49-6 victory. Then they had a 21-16 loss to Bedford. Week after that, September 25th, a 26-21 loss to Lutheran East, which a team that really had some. Lutheran East, definitely one of those teams in the area where pretty good quarterbacks and pretty good receivers. They actually almost came back in a game against University School, where they were down, I want to say about 35-14 late in that game, and then they ended up coming within 7 late in the fourth quarter. They didn't pull that victory out, but they were definitely a tough team indeed. And then going back to the Shaker Heights schedule, October 2nd, a 17-14 loss to crosstown rival Cleveland Heights. And then here you see Solon taking the field for only the second time this season at Stewart Field. There were a lot of questions at one point. Are we going to have a home game at Stewart Field? Is it just going to be one home game? Is it going to be multiple home games? Well, here is home game number 2, as the only other home game was against the Kirtland Hornets back on September 25th, a 27-7 loss. However, the Comets, they're looking to turn things around. They have a good opportunity here, not only with their band in the audience, but also the hometown faithful. And we're going to have the national anthem from the Solon Band. there you have it, the Solon Marching Band, the seniors out there on the field, being honored tonight and being able to get to play the national anthem. Rob Luce and Mark Malden, hello to you guys out there. You guys have done an incredible job with the circumstances this season. They not only got a chance to play September 25th, however, they've also been showing up at Solon soccer games to play halftime there. So definitely hats off to all the seniors in the Solon Marching Band and the rest of the people in the Solon Marching Band. Is obviously, with everything else this year, it has been a challenge, but they have definitely risen to it. And here we are. You see the officials going out to midfield, as it is definitely very different with what you're going to be seeing tonight, is that I've seen a lot of the officials put down an orange marker on the field for where they actually spot the football. That way the football isn't really touching their hands, so to speak. And then you're going to be seeing that a lot. And Solon will be receiving the opening kickoff, as you're going to be seeing the Shaker Heights Red Raiders coming out. As Carson Fowler, 5'8" senior place kicker, he's getting ready to kick things off, as it looks like it is going to be Eichelberger, one of the Comets, back deep to receive this kickoff. And with him, it's going to be number 28, Bryce West. As keep in mind, Eichelberger averages about 25 yards per kickoff return. Bryce West about 22 yards per kickoff return. And here we go. That one is going to go end over end. Eichelberger, he's going to take it around the 15. Has some room over on the near side. Breaks free of a couple of tackles. Only a couple of people to beat. Gets to about the 45-yard line before he is finally brought down. And the Comets are going to start 1st and 10 in some pretty good territory. And it looks like they are going to mark him down at the Solon 46. As mentioned before, the last time these two teams met on this very field, a 20-7 victory for the Comets. And keep in mind, this Comets team, 1 week ago against St. Ignatius, 17 first downs, 156 yards rushing, 190 yards passing for 346 yards total. They average about 12 points per game. As Pat McQuaid hands that one off over to Eichelberger, gets hit very hard early on, as it doesn't look like he got much on that one. And it looks like with where they're going to spot the football, it's probably going to be about a 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10, as they are going to say it is no gain in the Comets. They're looking to work quickly, as Eichelberger averages about 122 rush yards per game, as the clock is going to stop briefly for the officials to make sure everything is set, as it looks like something came onto the field, onto the Shaker side. And if you don't see a whole lot of fans in the stands, ladies and gentlemen, it's because it is limited as to how many fans you can have in the game. As the pass goes over to Eichelberger, can't really get much on that one, as it looks like it's going to be a short gain on the play, and the Comets face down with a 3rd down situation already. As one of the keys that head coach for the Shaker Heights team, Alex Nicholson, was going to say is, well, we have to establish our running game and we have to stop Solon's running game. As Khalil Eichelberger, one of the best running backs in recent history for Solon, in the backfield, as McQuaid under pressure, still up on his feet, and he is going to get sacked at around the 42-yard line, as he definitely saw Alex Benson coming in alongside, I believe, with Josh Lanier for the sack. And before you know it, the Comets are going to be forced to punt, as it looks like Dominic Morlani, he is going to be coming in to punt for the Comets, as he averages about 29 yards per punt. His best was 45 yards, and here we go. That one goes straight into the air. Not a whole lot on that one, and it looks like it's going to take a Shaker Heights bounce before it is finally down at the Shaker Heights 46-yard line. So Solon goes 3 and out very early on. Now it's going to be an opportunity for the Shaker Heights offense to get some things going. As Shaker Heights, 195 yards total offense against Mentor 1 week ago, which was a playoff game, a 69-13 loss to the Cardinals. They had 9 first downs in that game. Keep in mind, 1 season ago, 2 and 8 overall. That was Alex Nicholson's first year as the head coach. Is Adam Diaz, 9 for 23 against Kirtland, 132 yards. Quick handoff goes up the middle. The Comets swarm right there, and they take down the ball carrier as Jamari Holmes coming in on the stop. And it looks like it's going to be about a loss of 2 on the play. So they're going to officially say loss of 2, 2nd and 12. As you can see, low snap. Good job by the quarterback, Diaz, hitting that one off the ground, as that could have been disastrous. Brandon Jolly was the ball carrier on that one. So it's going to be a 4-receiver set, 1 in the backfield. As Diaz, he's going to drop back to pass. Pressure is on. Avoids the sack. He's going to pass that one downfield. Incomplete. As he did have a receiver up the middle in Darnell Palmer. And before you know it, it is going to be 3rd down and 12 with 9:31 left to go here in this first quarter of football action at Stewart Field. As Diaz, the quarterback number 2, had about 49 yards off 15 carries in that game against Kirtland, which technically was week 2 because they were inactive for the first week of the season. As at one point, Shaker Heights was going to delay the extracurriculars, then ended up reversing the decision. So they technically got a late start as well. And now the screenplay is on, as that's going to be a quick pass off over to Jolly, as Jolly still up on his feet, gets to the 40-yard line inside Solon territory. And it looks like they're going to mark him down at the Solon 38, and that's going to be enough for a Shaker Heights first down. So the screen pass off over to Jolly gets things moving and gets the chains rocking and rolling for the Shaker Heights team, and they're able to convert on 3rd down. So once again, 4-receiver set for the Red Raiders as Diaz drops back to pass. Pressure is on. He's going to throw that one incomplete, as he was trying to get that to his receiver, Alex Benson, who, believe it or not, this is his first year playing high school football. He actually did have a touchdown catch against Kirtland, which was a 55-yard touchdown reception. As the incomplete pass is going to stop the clock with about 9 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Jeff Szabo bringing you the play-by-play here, flying solo here at Solon Stewart Field. We definitely want to thank everybody listening online. Tonight, as we were definitely very grateful we can be doing that, as the handoff goes over to Jolly, heads up around the middle. Solon struggling to take him down as Jolly gets to about the 31-yard line before the Comets finally bring him down. So it is going to be a 3rd and short situation. And defensively, the Comets really struggle against the run, as they give up about 227 yards on the ground each game compared to about 118 one season ago. As Shaker Heights still utilizing a no-huddle offense, as now they're going to say it is 3rd down and 2 to go. As Shaker Heights trying to get another fresh set of downs. They're currently 1 for 1 on 3rd down conversions, and that pass is going to go down deep, incomplete, no penalty markers. As Shaker Heights going to be faced with a 4th down situation, as it's very early on in the game, and it doesn't look like they are actually going to go for it, but it does look like they are going to line up for a field goal, which, keep in mind, the ball is going to be on the 30-yard line. So for those of you who like to do quick math at home, 47-yard attempt. And here it is, Carson Fowler in to attempt a 47-yard field goal here at Stewart Field. The kick is up. That one is sailing, and does it have enough? It is no good. So 2 failed drives by both teams, and there you have it. The Comets get an opportunity again on offense. As you can see in your screen right there, head coach Jim McQuaid, 18th season as the head Comet, and so to speak. And he also serves as the athletic director over here at Solon High School. Keep in mind, his job has not been easy, as in a short amount of time, he not only had to help put together a football schedule, but also a volleyball schedule and a girls soccer and boys soccer schedule, as well as Ryan Greenhill, head coach of Solon boys soccer. Definitely want to give a shout out to him. Really was praising him, saying how well of a job he did for being able to get a schedule put together so quickly as McQuaid. Nothing right there. Trying to get it to Eichelberger. Has to just throw that one into the ground. The receiver was in the area, so no intentional grounding. So it is going to be 2nd down and 10. Ball is actually on the Solon 20-yard line. And talking with the Solon coaches prior to the game, just kind of saying that they really haven't played well. Keep in mind they had to go through phases 1 and 2 where it was a no-contact period. As the handoff goes over to Eichelberger, only has one person to beat. He is going to be inside Shaker territory. He is going to finally get shoved out of bounds by Jahade Walker inside Shaker territory. So it is going to be a 1st down for the Comets. So it's going to be a 40-yard gain for the Comets right there as you see Eichelberger, the leading scorer for this Comets team, getting inside Shaker Heights territory as the ball is going to be spotted on the Shaker Heights 36-yard line. As Pat McQuaid changing up the play at the line of scrimmage, and here we go. As a quick out pass to the receiver, incomplete, intended for Joel Capasso, who actually had the very first touchdown of the season for the Comets back on September 17th. That was a Thursday night showdown down at Green Street Stadium against St. Vincent St. Mary's, which St. Vincent St. Mary's, they are in action tonight against the West Geauga Wolverines. Definitely want to give a quick shout out to those Wolverines fans out there, as I've had a lot of opportunities to call some volleyball for them, so hello to everybody. As Eichelberger, nothing going on that one. As you could definitely see, Tommy Dunn coming in on the stop. As this Shaker Heights defense, they've caused 13 turnovers. They've blocked 2 punts. This has really been a very tough defense at certain times, to play against. As Garfield Heights definitely found out the hard way. And then Cleveland Heights, they came out with the 17-14 victory, but that didn't look like it was a very easy game for them to play. As the Shaker Heights team, definitely a lot of athleticism each year in and year out. They're always going to have some size, so that is definitely. So now the Comets faced with a 3rd and 13 as the quick pass goes off over to Capasso, still up on his feet, gets to about the 30-yard line before he is brought down. And the Comets, they're going to be faced with a 4th down situation. And now it looks like it's going to be 4th and 4 to go. And the Comets, they're staying out there. It doesn't look like the punting unit's coming out. They're going to stay out there on offense, and no score early on in the 1st quarter. You have nothing else left to lose. If not, you can try and draw the opposition off sides. Is now McQuaid. Looks like a busted play right there is Eichelberger. Does he get enough? He trudges ahead. We're going to have to see where they spot this football. And it looks like it's going to be close. And the officials, they're going to stop the clock with 6:23 left. We're going to have to see where they spot this football, as this one is going to be very close. And based off of where I was standing and where the official on the near side was trying to mark it off, and it looks like they just gave a 1st down for Solon. Because at first I thought they were going to go ahead and measure. But Don Holla, public address announcer, just announced 1st and 10. However, the officials still stopping the clock. And in fact, they are going to come and measure, so definitely a weird set of circumstances, although it's been a weird year, so I'm not going to complain or say anything else about it. And there you have it, 1st and 10, Solon. They are able to convert on 4th down, 1 for 1 on 4th down conversions already here tonight. As Khalil Eichelberger, he had 3 touchdowns against Shaker 1 season ago on the road. He had a touchdown against St. Ignatius 1 week ago. He had 178 yards rushing against Shaker 1 year ago when that game was at Shaker, a Saturday afternoon matinee matchup, and that one off over to Salerno. First I thought maybe it hit the ground, but they are actually going to say he did catch it. As Cesar Salerno had a 4-yard touchdown reception against St. Ignatius. And it looks like Salerno wanted a flag for a face mask. However, the officials saying no on that one. And they're going to say a loss of 1 on the play, so 2nd down and 11. You know, the Comets trying to get something going here on offense is that they've definitely taken a lot of time off the clock. And now a quick little pass inside, cannot connect with Salerno. As the Comets, they've tried to work quickly at certain times. However, they've not been able to execute so far. And now they're going to be faced with another 3rd down situation. So here it is. It's going to be 3rd and 11. As you can see, 5:31 on the clock. As the Comets changing out personnel is Markel Green, who normally serves as a linebacker, is going to be checking into the huddle. He's also listed as a running back. As I mentioned before, on defense, Green, 76 tackles 1 year ago, and the Comets, they are actually going to be forced to take a timeout right here. As the play clock was winding down, they're going to have 2 remaining. And the Comets, they're actually going to be wearing a sticker on their helmets for the late and great Joe Regano. And I have to say, Joe definitely, I definitely considered him a friend, very big supporter for Solon television. It definitely didn't feel the same walking into the press box without him here. He would usually spend the first 3 quarters in the press box and then watch the 4th quarter on the field. I definitely want to give a shout out to his family. You know, I definitely miss him, and I definitely will always remember, you know, the kindness he provided to me. So definitely wanted to share that as well. As the Comets, after the timeout, 3rd and 11, and here we go. As the Comets trying to keep this drive alive, trying to get some points on the board. As McQuaid, he's going to take this one off the quarterback draw. Good play call right there as Benson finally takes him down inside the 10-yard line. And the Comets, 1st and goal with an opportunity to put some points on the scoreboard right here. As with the quarterback draw up the middle, Pat McQuaid, who actually came in averaging 0.6 yards rushing per game, only a total of 16 total yards rushing, manages to get the 1st down for the Comets as the handoff over to Eichelberger tries to head up around the corner as Benson in on the stop right away. As you can also see Carlos Parker in on the stop as well. As we have less than 5 minutes to go, it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal situation for the Comets. Is Khalil Eichelberger, 4 touchdowns on the season. Keep in mind, this Solon team, this is only their 5th game of the season. As you're probably sitting there wondering, okay, it's week 8, that total seems low, but keep in mind, Solon has only played 4 other games, and this is only their 2nd home game of the season. As it's still going to be 2nd and goal, ball spotted on the Shaker Heights 7-yard line, and the handoff goes off Eichelberger once again, manages to get down to about the 4-yard line before he is brought down. Now it's going to be a 3rd and goal situation. Keep in mind the Shaker Heights defense, one of their goals tonight was to stop the run, as the Comets definitely very good on the ground this season, 126 yards rushing per game. They average about 4.3 rushing yards per attempt. They score about 12 points per game. And keep in mind, the offense last year scored about 30 points per game. But keep in mind, unusual circumstances is now McQuaid heads up there around the middle. Touchdown, Solon! Pat McQuaid going in on the rush right there. And the Comets go up 6-0 with 3:35 left to go here in this 1st quarter of football action. So Pat McQuaid, 2 key rushes on that drive, manages to go in from 5 yards out. They get the Comets on the scoreboard. And now the Comets will actually try this from time to time. But it looks like they are just going to kick the field goal. As now it is going to be number 47, Evan Funderburg, who joined the team about 3 weeks ago. Got his first ever extra point against St. Ignatius. That went in. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We have dirty laundry on the field. We have penalty markers. As I think that one was blown dead before the snap even began. And there you have it. Dead ball foul against Shaker Heights. Encroachment on the defense, so looks like they're going to decline the penalty, and we're just going to try again. It's Evan Funderburg. Evan Funderburg talking with his parents, while getting a chance to visit his dog Baker while I was walking my parents' dog Apollo. Talking with his parents, just saying he joined the football team about 3 weeks ago. Got a chance to kick his very first extra point, against St. Ignatius 1 week ago. And definitely what a great way to start your career, for the Comets, as his brother Ryan, a member of the Solon soccer team. And it looks like they reversed the call, and now they're saying it was a false start against the Comets. Definitely unusual officiating so far, but it's been an unusual year, so I'm just going to leave it at that. As McQuaid's going to be the holder, and here comes Funderburg. That kick is blocked, and the attempt is going to be no good. So there you have it, 6-0 Solon, 3:35 left to go here in this first quarter. As the kick is blocked right there, and now it's going to be a chance for the Solon Comets defense to preserve the lead. As we haven't shown him too much on the screen, but Alex Nicholson, second-year head coach for this Shaker Heights team. He was recently, assistant over at Brush, as he actually was the associate head coach starting in 2016. Let's see, he planned a bunch of the fundraising efforts. He planned the direction of the middle school freshman and JV programs. He was an intervention specialist over at Brush. When he actually interviewed for the head coaching job at Shaker Heights, he had to go through a lot of different processes where he had to not only interview with school officials but also former players. He presented the district with a 5-year plan on how he was going to build this program, and he also raised the overall team GPA, from, I want to say it was about 2.7 to 3.0. So in other words, everybody on this team has to have a 3.0 GPA in order to play. As Evan Funderburg is getting ready to kick things off with the blue shoes, and here we go. This one is going to go end over end, as the kickoff bobbled a little bit by Jahade Walker, as Walker heading over to the outside, finally taken down. As you can see, Andrew Bixon making the stop right there. And the Shaker Heights Red Raiders, they're going to get another opportunity on offense. Keep in mind, they were actually able to convert on 3rd down on their last drive. However, they were not able to finish it, as they were not able to get the 47-yard field goal. Here we go, Shaker Heights with Alex Diaz in at quarterback again. It looks like Jolly is out there at running back. Keep in mind, he had a pretty good show on offense early on, as Diaz is going to try and get that one off over to Jolly. Incomplete, as Jolly was able to get a 20-yard gain off of a screen pass on their last possession. So 2nd down and 10. 3:23 left to go here in this first quarter of football action here at Solon Stewart Field. Jeff Sable flying solo here tonight, as the Solon Comets taking on the Shaker Heights Red Raiders in a Week 8 showdown. As Diaz getting the calls from the sidelines. As Alex Nicholson, his head coach, mentioned before, 2nd-year head coach, 3-13 overall record. As he was telling me that at one point they actually could only work in small groups, as that's going to be going off over to Walker. He catches it, breaks free of a couple of tackles as McQuaid shoves him out of bounds. As McQuaid does play on both sides of the football and does have a couple interceptions this year. However, it is going to be enough for a Shaker Heights first down. Is Walker. 4 touchdowns, 25 catches in 2019. Gets a first down for the Raiders, as that's going to be handed off over to Jelly. Bounces off a couple of tacklers. Loose football on the ground. Do the Comets have it? Do the Comets have it? And yes, they do! The Comets forcing the fumble. Andrew Bixson coming up with it. And the Comets defense steps up to the occasion and causes the turnover. As this Comets team only averages about half an interception per game on defense, they force the turnover, and now they're going to give their offense another opportunity to increase their lead and get things rocking and rolling here at Stewart Field once again. As you're in front of your home crowd, you have the band here, and keep in mind the band is not allowed to travel to the away games this season. As the handoff goes over to Eichelberger, as he's going to head up around the middle, gets just beyond the 50-yard line as he was taken down by Muhammad Cook. And it looks like they are going to mark him at the Shaker Heights 49-yard line. So there you have it. Solon continuing to move the football, as they're now going to say it is 2nd down and 2. Is Khalil Eichelberger a key part of this Solon offense? However, it was Pat McQuaid. 2 key rushes on the last drive that ended up getting the Comets on the scoreboard. Is now McQuaid. He's going to take this one, has some blockers ahead of him. It looks like he's just going to go out of bounds. Flips on the turf right there. And it looks like they're going to mark him about a yard short of the first down. So it's going to be a 3rd and 1 situation. Well, they're actually technically going to say it is 3rd down and a short 2 yards, as you can probably hear Don Holland, public address announcer, in the background, as this Solon team trying to extend this drive, as they're going to bring in Markel Green once again, probably to serve as another blocker, as this Solon team definitely likes to use the run and hit type of offense. As Green serving as the extra blocker is Khalil Eichelberger, gets the handoff. Ooh, this one's going to be close. It looks like they are going to mark him short of the first down as we are approaching the last 2 minutes of this first quarter. And the Comets, doesn't look like they're bringing out Morlandi to punt. So here it is. It's going to be 4th down and 2. Comets are actually going to go for it. Is keep in mind they are already 1 for 1, on 4th down conversions already tonight. And it looks like we're going to have another timeout on the field, as it looks like head coach Jim McQuaid didn't really like what he saw. He wanted to take some time, to think things through again and really get an opportunity to make sure he gets the right play in there, as this really is going to be an opportunity for Solon to take an advantage right here and be able to go into the second quarter with the possession of the football. And keep in mind, Solon only has 1 timeout left. Shaker currently has, 3 timeouts, so that could play a key factor later on in this half. And taking a look at Alex Nicholson, head coach over at Shaker Heights. Well, I asked him where he coached previously, and he said St. Charles North High School in St. Charles, Illinois, which is, I believe, just outside of Chicago. Then he was at Perspective Charter Schools on the south side of Chicago from 2012 to 2013. Spent 2 years over at Normandy High School around here, and then Brush High School from 2016 to 2018. Then got the Shaker Heights job, where he serves as an intervention specialist and also teaches some physical education. As now McQuaid, it looks like he's going to try and get that one down the field. That one incomplete, as the Comets 1 for 2 now on 4th down conversions. They turn it over on downs, and now it's going to be an opportunity right here for this Shaker Heights team to be able to capitalize on offense. As you can see, it bounced off the receiver's hands right there, Cesar Salerno. And Salerno was not able to come up with that. So here we are, a minute 25 left. Shaker Heights is going to get the football. They actually had a pretty good opening drive, however, they were not able to finish it as the place kicker Fowler missed a 47-yard field goal attempt. As Diaz coming out with Brandon Jolly in the backfield as the handoff goes over to Jolly, and he gets stuffed right up the middle right there as the Comets defense waiting right there to make the stop. As you can see, Jamari Holmes coming in right there to make the stop. That was definitely what the Comets needed very early on. Is Holmes averages about 2.5 tackles per game, came into this game with about 10 tackles. No gain on the play. As we are in the last minute of football action here in this first quarter. As this Comets team loading up the box a little bit. As Diaz, he's going to drop back to pass. He's going to try and pass that one up the middle, incomplete. As he was trying to get that one over to the receiver Walker. So now it is going to be a third down situation once again. However, Shaker Heights, they've been able to capitalize on third down already here this evening. They have not punted. As their first drive missed field goal, second drive, they fumbled the football. They turned it over. So they're currently sitting on 1 turnover, 1 missed field goal as football randomly goes onto the field. As you could definitely see, it's hard to see on the screen, they actually do have an orange marker that they put on the field to help spot the football. And there it is. It's going to be 3rd and 10. As Diaz, he's going to drop back to pass. The pressure is on. Missed tackle right there. Still up on his feet. Tries to avoid the sack, and he is finally taken down in the backfield. As the Comets come up with a sack right there is Bryce West, the defensive back, making the stop, making the tackle. He came into this game with 17 total tackles. Well, he definitely doesn't have 17 tackles anymore. And now it's going to be a punt formation coming out for this Shaker Heights team. Is Bryce Alief coming out to punt for the Red Raiders. Pat McQuaid back deep to receive the punt for this Solon Comets team. And there you have it at the end of the first quarter. It's going to be Solon 6, Shaker 0. We'll be back with second quarter action here on SETV. Sabo bringing the play-by-play action here on SCTV. We definitely want to thank all those watching online tonight. So we are live here on SCTV YouTube television, as it is definitely feeling great to be back at Stewart Field, as Solon is leading Shaker Heights 6-0 as we begin the second quarter of football action. Shaker Heights looking to punt, as Pat McQuaid back deep to receive the punt for the Comets, as that one is going to bounce just shy of the 35-yard line. It's going to take a Solon bounce and then finally down near the 40-yard line. And that's where Solon is going to start 1st and 10. And they're actually going to say it was down at the 39. As this Solon team got on the scoreboard early on thanks to a 5-yard scamper into the end zone by quarterback Pat McQuaid. And the PAT was no good, so there you have it, 6-0 Solon to begin this second quarter, as the Comets coming out with a pistol formation, looking to get the play in from the sideline. Is Jake Voigt, offensive coordinator, making the calls from up here in the press box. As McQuaid, he's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw that one downfield. Almost intercepted right there by Walker. As the Comets had Zach Nathanson down deep. You know, and had Nathanson been able to get a hold of that one, it would have been a touchdown for the Comets. However, Walker in on the stop right there. Batting down that pass, he almost had an interception. As McQuaid does have 5 interceptions on the season. And he does have a total of 4 touchdowns if you include the rushing touchdown he had earlier tonight. So now it's going to be a 2nd and 10 situation. McQuaid, handoff goes over to Eichelberger, heads up around the middle, still up on his feet as he is finally taken down by Muhammad Cook. And they're going to say he was stopped at the 46-yard line. So now we're going to have to see where exactly they spot the football. Should be close to about a 3rd and 4 situation. As the Comets, they're going to bring out Dominic Morlani to serve as the tight end, probably serve as an extra blocker. As Eichelberger mentioned before, 86 yards rushing against Shaker Heights. Back in 2018, that was his sophomore year, or that was a year where he really kind of surprised everybody, as he had about 3 touchdowns per game for about the first 4 to 5 games of that season. As McQuaid drops back to pass, rolls over to the far side, looking for a receiver downfield, and looks like he's going to take this one, goes out of bounds. And it looks like they're going to mark him about a yard short of the first down marker. And they actually are going to say he did get the first down, because I thought the official on the far side was marking him short. However, McQuaid getting it done on the ground, managing to get a couple of first downs on his feet. As coming into this one, the longest run that McQuaid had was only 21 yards. It was only averaging, you know, about 4 rushing yards per game, about 0.6 yards per rush, as I wanted to correct myself on an earlier statement that I made. As now the Comets coming out with Eichelberger in the backfield, as that's going to be taken off over to Capasso, off the end around is Capasso. Not much on that one, taken down for a loss. As you can see, Noah Foster coming in on the stop right there. As Foster sniffing that one out, manages to get past the blocker, and there you see it, nowhere to go, as he also had some help from Josh Lanier, the other linebacker for this Shaker Heights team. So it's now going to be 2nd down and 14. Solon trying to keep this drive alive. As they have definitely tried to get some offensive rhythm going, as McQuaid looks like he's going to throw a dangerous pass out over to Eichelberger, but he has a lot of room as Eichelberger rolls over the defender as he gets the first down, as he rolls over Jaleel Piles as he gets inside Shaker Heights territory. As mentioned before, Khalil Eichelberger, his sophomore year, averaged about 3 touchdowns per game to begin that particular season, as it was in like the first 3 to 4 games. Anytime he got the ball down deep in the red zone, you pretty much knew he was going to find the end zone. As he is getting the job done on the ground, as he had 113 yards rushing against Medina earlier this year. That game was on the road right before the playoff game against St. Ignatius. Is now Eichelberger with the handoff, unfortunately runs into his own blocker right there. And it looks like it's going to be a very short gain on the play. As they're going to give Lanier credit with the stop, as he was definitely right there. Not much going on that one, as Eichelberger couldn't find the hole. And now they're going to be bringing in Markel Green once again, as Green has definitely served pretty well as an extra blocker. As mentioned before, Green, one of the leading tacklers for this Comets team 1 season ago. So if there's somebody that can definitely block and give Eichelberger some room, it is him. And now it's going to be a play-action pass. Is now McQuaid. He's going to throw that one downfield. Caught by Cesar Salerno. Salerno got hit very early on by Walker, but manages to go out of bounds. But there is actually no penalty on the play, It looks like the penalty marker fell out of the officials' pockets by mistake. Because I thought maybe they were going to call, an illegal hit or a hit out of bounds. However, the penalty marker came out by mistake. But it's going to be 1st and 10 Comets. Ball is going to be on the Shaker Heights 11-yard line. So the Comets looking to threaten on offense once again. As the Comets coming out with Green as the extra blocker, and it's going to be a handoff over at Eichelberger. Room up the middle, touchdown Comets! Khalil Eichelberger from 11 yards out, and the Comets are now up 12-0 with 8:38 left to go here in this second quarter. And Eichelberger, 5th touchdown of the season, manages to go into the end zone. Comets up 12-0. And keep in mind, the Comets will do this look from time and time again to determine whether or not they can go for a 2-point conversion, but it looks like Evan Funderburg is going to attempt the point after touchdown, the PAT. McQuaid's going to be the holder, and here we go. As the snap is back, the kick is up. Bada bing! Evan Funderburg getting his first career point at Solon Stewart Field, and the Comets are up 13-0 with 8:38 left to go here in this second quarter. So Solon up 13-0. Here in this second quarter against Shaker Heights, thanks to touchdowns by McQuaid and Eichelberger. Eichelberger getting an 11-yard scamper into the end zone, 5th touchdown of the season. And it looks like that is going to be, the second time he has scored against Shaker here at Solon Stewart Field, as he did have a touchdown against them 2 seasons ago. As Funderburg staying out on the field to do the kickoff for the Comets. And Shaker Heights awaiting the kickoff. As it looks like they are actually sending Alex Benton back deep to receive the kick, and the kick is going to be short, and that's going to go to Noah Foster. As Foster taken down at the 35-yard line. And Shaker Heights had another opportunity on offense. For those of you tuning in late, they had a missed field goal. They had a fumble in the first quarter. So they have not been able to get any points on the scoreboard. They were able to convert on a 3rd down, however. They've not been able to finish a drive. So here you have it. The last 3 drives in the first quarter for Shaker. You had a missed field goal, you had a fumble, and then you had a punt. So Alex Diaz coming out once again with Jolly in the backfield. And it looks like it's going to be a handoff over to Jolly, and he gets hit very early on, as he definitely saw a lot of blue helmets in on the stop. As you can see, Scott Siegel coming in very early on, coming into this game with about 6 tackles. I believe he got number 7 right there, as it's only going to be a gain of 1 on the play. So now they're actually going to say 2nd down and 8. As Shaker changing the play up at the line of scrimmage, as they've definitely been going to that no-huddle offense. And they have definitely been trying to get the Comets defense on their heels. As Diaz, he's going to throw that one down deep, has the receiver open. That one is going to be caught by Benson. And Benson, he's going to go all the way into the end zone. And before you know it, it is 13-6. Solon still in the lead, but Shaker Heights gets on the scoreboard. As Alex Benson with the touchdown reception. As that is going to be a way for Shaker Heights to get back into this game. And now it's going to be the point after touchdown attempt. The field goal is Carson Fowler in to attempt the extra point for the Shaker Heights team. Is this going to be number 19, Leo McGinnis, the backup quarterback, the holder? The kick is up, and that one is good. So it is Solon 13, Shaker Heights 7, 7:43 left to go here in this second quarter. Jeff Sabo bringing you the play-by-play action here on SETV, and thanks to all those listening online. As we are live here at Solon's Stewart Field for only the second time this season. As Chuck Chokina, my longtime broadcast partner, he actually flew solo against the Kirtland Hornets. So Chuck, if you're watching or listening, definitely want to say hello to you. Definitely miss being in the broadcast booth with you, and hopefully next year the two of us can be calling a football game at Solon Stewart Field once again. Shaker Heights looking to kick things off once again, as they are currently down 13-7. And keep in mind, in years past, they've actually played pretty well at certain times against this Comets team. Back in 2017, in a Saturday afternoon matinee matchup, Shaker was actually able to defeat Solon for the first time, as they ended up pulling off that victory 14-7. As Eichelberger is going to take this one inside the 5-yard line, has a lot of room, is trying to break free, still up on his feet, has to roll over on the sideline, finally gets shoved out of bounds. Close to the Solon 40-yard line. It looks like he went down hard, but he is back up on his feet. As Eichelberger looked like he was gonna break free on that one. But anyway, it's going to be some pretty good field position for the Comets, as they're going to get another opportunity here on offense, to get things going, add to their lead. As they were up 13-0 at one point, but thanks to the touchdown by Alex Benson, they are now only up by 6. As it looks like it's going to be a reverse, as Salerno can't get much on that one, as he's taken down almost immediately by Jaleel Piles. So it is going to be a loss of 1 on the play. And Solon trying some different things on offense. However, you can see that play was sniffed out originally by Josh Lanier, who's come up with some big stops already so far for this Shaker Heights defense. As we're approaching the last 7 minutes, as Eichelberger gets the handoff once again, gets stuffed up the middle, as you can see right there in on the stop. Tommy Dunn, who also can play tight end, making the stop right there. And this Comets team face down with another 3rd and long situation. And this is definitely, and with the way this Shaker Heights offense has been playing, they definitely don't want to be punting the football back to them, as Shaker Heights still has 3 timeouts left. So keep that in mind. As McQuaid getting the signal from the sideline. As the Comets, they've been utilizing a no-huddle offense at various times tonight. As McQuaid drops back the pass, pressure is on. Looks like he's going to flip that one off over to Eichelberger. Oh, he has a lot of room over on the far sideline. Gets inside Shaker territory. Looked like he went out of bounds, but finally gets shoved out of bounds around the 46-yard line. Either way, it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Comets. And it almost looked like a late hit right there, so I was kind of surprised there was no penalty. So it is going to be 1st and 10 for Solon, thanks to Khalil Eichelberger, as he had 4 touchdowns, as he actually scored on an 11-yard, scamper into the end zone earlier tonight. He had 3 touchdowns against Shaker Heights on the road, 1 season ago. So he has a total of 5 career touchdowns against this Shaker Heights program. As Khalil Eichelberger still up in the backfield, wearing number 2 this season instead of his normal 23, and he gets hit very early on in the backfield. As you can see, the linebacker coming in on that particular stop. And there you have it. You have Tommy Dunn making the stop right there. So it is going to be a loss of 2 on the play. So 2nd down and 12. The Comets trying to keep this drive alive. Clock is continuing to run. As I think their strategy right here is going to be to make sure that Shaker Heights does not get the football. As they're going to send Green over to the other side to serve as an extra blocker is Eichelberger. Gets hit very early on once again. As you can see, the stop made very early on is Jamonte Bowen coming up with the stop. And it looks like it's going to be no gain on the play. So Solon's going to bring out Joel Capasu to come back into the huddle. And the Comets looking like they're going to go to a no-huddle offense. 3 receivers over on the near side. Eichelberger in the backfield. 3rd and 12 situation. Keep in mind they're currently sitting with 1 timeout. As I believe Nick Davidson, running backs coach, is sending in the plays on the field. As McQuaid goes back to pass, that one incomplete. Intended for Logan Single. And had Single come up with that, that would have extended the drive and given a 1st down, but we have an injured Comet on the field. As Hark Sohi, part of the offensive line, immediately clutching his knee, and we hope he is okay. As you see on the replay right there, Single could not come up with it. Taking a look at this Solon Comets offense throughout the season against St. Vincent St. Mary's. Keep in mind, before that game, the Comets really only had about a week and a half to practice. Before that game, that was one of those games that happened to be scheduled last minute, just due to all the scheduling, conflicts and everything that was going on. As St. Vincent St. Mary's actually had a game earlier that year where the final paperwork for it was actually signed the morning of the game. That was against Maple Heights. As the Comets, 10 first downs in that one, 97 yards rushing, only 89 yards passing, 186 total. And then against Medina, later on, 192 yards on the ground, 113 yards passing, 305 total, 18 first downs. Then against Kirtland, a very tough Kirtland team, where they have not lost a football game in over 2 years. 13 first downs, 103 yards rushing, 113 yards passing, 214 yards total. Then against St. Ignatius, keep in mind they were down 21-0 after the 1st quarter in that one. 17 first downs, 150 yards, 56 yards rushing, 190 yards passing, 346 total. So this Comets offense really finding different ways to move the football at different times throughout the season. But keep in mind, during that game against St. Vincent St. Mary's, that was one of those games that literally got scheduled about 1 week in advance. They actually had just gotten through phases 1 and 2, where it was a no contact period, and then they only had about a week and a half to practice. As it looks like Hark Sohi is being helped off the field. We definitely hope he is okay. As he is being helped off the field. As mentioned before, we definitely hope he is okay. As it is definitely a very different feel here at Solon Stewart Field for a home game. Normally they can pack the stands. Normally it is very crowded here on a Friday night. However, obviously with the COVID regulations and restrictions, you definitely don't see as many fans in the stands. And a lot of stadiums, including University School, literally have designated spots on the stands, whether it's stickers or pieces of tape, where you have to sit. And there are some places that, for volleyball matches, once your kid is done playing, you have to leave. And they are actually making the fans get the tickets in advance. So it is definitely a very different feel, as it seems like there aren't a whole lot of fans in the stands on either side, but that is due to the COVID regulations. And now the Comets coming out with a 4th down situation. Keep in mind, they already do have a turnover on downs. And keep in mind, McQuaid does punt from time to time, and there you have it. He's looking to pin Shaker Heights back deep, and it looks like that one, did that one go into the end zone? I thought it touched Walker right there. Oh, and they're actually going to call Solon for a false start, as I didn't see the flag over on the far side. As it was one of those situations, it was a good idea in theory, but unfortunately not executed the way the Comets were hoping for. So Dominic Morlani coming back into punt, averages about 29 yards per punt. Longest was 45 yards, whereas McQuaid, longest punt was 48 yards this season. As Morlani struggled on his first punt, sends that one end over end. Fair catch is called for by Benson, who actually has a 63-yard touchdown reception tonight. And it looks like he's going to fair catch that one at the Shaker Heights 23-yard line. And the Solon Comets defense, taking a look at where they were at one season ago, giving up about 188 yards rushing and passing per game, 377 yards total. This year, they give up about 342 yards, total net yards per game. However, keep in mind, they didn't even have a chance to do scrimmages. They didn't even have a chance to really practice before the season started. And that pass is going to be caught by number 14, Darnell Palmer, as Palmer inside Solon territory. And this has been the Comets' Achilles heel at certain times, giving up big plays on defense. Is Andrew Bixon coming up, with the stop right there, is the quarterback, Adam Diaz. Coming up with a couple of big plays right there, a couple of big passes. As Adam Diaz gives the handoff once again off over to Brandon Jolly, and he is stopped in the backfield. As you can see, Chase Johnson in on the stop. As it's going to be loss of 3 on the play, as Johnson getting his 3rd total tackle of the season. As now it's going to be 2nd down and 12. As the Comets defense trying to get a big stop right here. They were able to cause a fumble in the first quarter. As Diaz waiting to get the call from the sideline. Keep in mind, Benson, it was the 63-yard touchdown reception. Lining up over on the near side. As the snap is high, that's going to be given off over to Jolly. He heads up around the middle. And it looks like the Comets defense makes the stop very early on that one. So once again, it is going to be a 3rd down situation for this Shaker Heights offense. As they're actually officially going to say it is 3rd down and 9. As you can see, Markel Green coming in on the stop right there, as he had 12 tackles against this Shaker Heights team one season ago. As keep in mind, Green also had 10 tackles against Stowe one season ago, and it's going to be a handoff once again, and the Comets making the stop right there. As you can see, Brock Bowling coming up and making the stop right there. And now it's 4th down and 6. Shaker Heights with an opportunity right here. Keep in mind, they've actually done pretty well on 4th down conversions already so far tonight, as I believe they are 1 for 2. As they are getting the play from the sideline. And they are looking to put the Comets on their heels. Keep in mind, they still have 3 timeouts to utilize. Is Diaz looking to snap the ball. Play clock actually down to 1, and looks like they are going to have to take a timeout. As head coach Alex Nicholson keeping an eye on that play clock. I have to admit, I looked up and I was like, oh, I was wondering how much time was left on it. But as it turns out, 1:34, they had to burn a timeout right there, or it would have been the 5-yard penalty.
The event starts at 9 a.m.
As this Comets team facing off a former Greater Cleveland Conference rival. The Shaker Heights, they were part of the Greater Cleveland Conference up until this year. This was actually the first year they were supposed to be in a conference separate from Solon. However, just due to everything going on, they kind of had to change their schedule a little bit and they were inactive the first week of the season, which was late August. Their first ever game was against Kirtland, which mentioned before, a 35-10 loss. As that was the first time that the Kirtland Hornets Division 5 faced off against the Division 1 team. And you're probably sitting at home wondering, well, how come it didn't happen earlier on? Or how come it didn't happen in previous seasons? Due to the fact that they are not utilizing the computer point system this season, it would not have been advantageous for Shaker Heights or any Division 1 school to play Kirtland due to the playoff points and computer points involved. As if a Division 1 team would knock off a Division 5 team, they would not get as many points as if they were to play a Division 2 or a Division 3 team. So, whereas the Division 5 team in that case, if they were to beat the Division 1 team, would get lots more playoff and computer points as a result of it. As a quick pass off over to Walker, he catches that one. That's going to be enough for a Shaker Heights first down, as it looks like he's down at around the 12-yard line. As the clock is going to start, or is going to stop very briefly to reset the chains. As you can see, Vixen coming in on the stop right there. So the Raiders trying to work quickly, as that's going to be another handoff up the middle, and that is going to be Brandon Jolly, the ball carrier, once again. Stopped at around the 10-yard line. And keep in mind, the Comets, only one timeout left. Shaker Heights with 2. So now they're going to say 2nd down and 7. Less than a minute to go. Shaker Heights, they have an opportunity right here to tie this one and possibly take the lead. As there have been certain times, they've definitely made it a challenge for the Comets. Here at Solon Stewart Field and also on the road, as Diaz, lots of time, rolling out over to the far side. He's going to try and pass that one into the end zone. Was he inbound? They're going to say it is a Shaker touchdown. So Alex Benson, 2nd touchdown of the night. That one from 13 yards out. As Alex Benson, 2 touchdowns already here tonight. We're going to have to take a look. Yeah, he was in bounds on that one. As the official right there. As some of the Solon players looking confused right there. Was he out of bounds? But he definitely had 1 foot in. That was definitely in bounds. As we're going to see, Carson Fowler, good on extra points already as the snap is high. The kick is up. That one, no good. So we are tied. As there looked like there was some confusion for a moment. And we are tied 13-13. 38 seconds left to go. Keep in mind, Shaker Heights, they're going to get the football, to start off the second half. So this is going to be, I think, a handy-dandy barn burner on a night that is definitely very well suited for football. It is cold, it is chilly, but I'm excited to be back in the booth here at Solon Stewart Field for a game on the gridiron. Here on SETV, as we are going live, not tape delay, we are live, as I haven't had a chance to say that much in the past for a Solon football game. And thanks to all those watching live online on YouTube TV. Definitely want to thank Tammy Strom, Mike Rink, and also Joe Ferenzi for allowing me to call tonight's football game. As it looks like the Comets are going to send Eichelberger along with Bryce West back deep to receive the kickoff. And based off the way Eichelberger has been taking those kickoff returns, I don't see Shaker Heights kicking off to him. Keep in mind, they can't kick it out of bounds. So it'll be interesting to see what they do right here. And the Comets do technically have a timeout in their pocket. And with 38 seconds left, there have definitely been stranger things that have happened, in high school football. As that one is going to go end over end. And it looks like, for a second there, I thought it was going to be a fair catch, but And they are going to throw a penalty marker right there. As keep in mind, Cesar Salerno looked like he did wave his arms for a fair catch. And in high school football, if you call for a fair catch and then try and advance it, you're most likely going to get flagged. As you can see, the officials discussing it right here. As I thought I saw his arm go up for it. And we should be getting the call momentarily. And I think Alex Nicholson, as you can see in the background, I think he definitely wants a penalty called. I think it was very apparent a fair catch was called. And let's see what's going on here.
Delayed game and got out for catching. Receiving team 5-yard penalty.
And there you have it. It was, and it is, yep, they said invalid fair catch signal, and pretty much anytime, and for those of you watching at home, anytime you just make any motion like that, just kind of like how Salerno did, where the arm goes over the helmet, you're pretty much calling for a fair catch. And if you try and advance it, you're going to see the flag on the field. As the handoff goes over to Eichelberger, tries to break free of a couple of tackles, heads over to the far side, he gets taken down. Solon, it looks like they're going to have to use a timeout, as that clock is going to continue to roll, as they're going to say no gain on the play. And keep in mind, Solon, they still technically have a timeout left, to work with. And keep in mind, when you're 0-4, you don't really have a whole lot else left to lose. And it looks like they are actually just going to go into the half. And there you have it. That is the end of the second quarter. It is Solon 13, Shaker Heights 13. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Please stay for the Solon halftime show. The Solon band is going to be rocking and rolling. Support the band. Tune on in. It's going to be a great show. And we're going to be back with second half action here on SETV.
Ladies and gentlemen, parents and guardians, it's wonderful to see you. It's great to have an audience, and it's a pleasure to be here tonight for this football game. As a result of these unusual circumstances, what you see in front of you is what we call park game play. A large percentage of the band standing and playing for you because marching around just would not be prudent. Directors Mark Baldwin, Rob Lewis, Jerry McDougall, Stephanie DeLine, and Kelly Wilson, thank you for your continued support. First up in tonight's show is this mega hit from the 1982 film Rocky III. Survivors, Eye of the Tiger. boy bands were a sign of the times. We had 98 Degrees, Boys to Men, Backstreet Boys. Remember them? Well, now we honor the memory of the most famous of them all, NSYNC. Hold on a second. Aren't they still performing? Well, in that case, I guess we're really celebrating their middle-aged gusto. Now prepare to be amazed as seniors, Mariana Baez, Grace Farley, and Ciara Wise lead the Starlets in a routine to NSYNC's signature hit, Bye Bye Bye. Enjoy this year's band. Dance to the 2013 club tune by DJ Martin Garrix. Here is Animals.
Welcome back to Solon Stewart Field. There you see it on the scoreboard bug. Solon tied 13 apiece with Shaker Heights, as it is a Week 8 showdown underneath the Friday night lights here at Solon Stewart Field. It is chilly, but we are in for a handy-dandy barn burner to begin the second half. Going over some stats for the second half, or excuse me, for the first half. Solon, 91 yards rushing on the ground, 68 yards passing, 159 total, 9 first downs. Shaker Heights, 5 first downs, only 16 yards on the ground. They had 180 total for the 180 total, and keep in mind, Shaker Heights, they managed to get 2 touchdowns thanks to Alex Benson. He had one from 63 yards, another one from 13 yards. And both place kickers missed extra points, so there you have it, 13-13. Solon got on the board in the first quarter thanks to a 5-yard scamper by Pat McQuaid going into the end zone. That made it 6-0. Khalil Eichelberger getting his 5th touchdown of the season. He went into the end zone, and at that point it was 13-0 Solon. Then later on in the second quarter, Alex Benson, 63-yard touchdown reception. At that point, it made it 13-7 Solon. Then late in the second quarter, Alex Benson once again catching it, getting 1 foot in bounds. The PAT afterwards was no good, so there you have it, 13-13. That's how we got to this point as we are about to begin the second quarter. Shaker Heights will be receiving the football. At Shaker Heights, they also did fumble the football, and they missed a 47-yard field goal attempt late in the first quarter. So keep in mind, both teams kind of making some mistakes at certain times, not executing very well at others. But this should be a pretty good second half, as these two teams have had some pretty good classic battles here at Solon Stewart Field. As 2 seasons ago, it was only a 20-7 victory for the Comets, as they, in a penalty-filled game. Solon currently leads the all-time series 14-1. And then the last time these two teams met, it was 1 season ago, a 31-14 victory for the Comets, whereas Shaker Heights back in 2017 ended up upsetting the Comets with a 14-7 victory, as the Comets had to play them on a Saturday afternoon. As Funderburg's kick, that one is fumbled, still a loose football, Solon trying to go for it, and it looks like Shaker Heights was able to come up with it at around the 32-yard line. But Shaker Heights, avoiding the disaster right there, manages to come up with the football, and it looks like they are going to spot the ball at the Shaker Heights 32-yard line. As this Shaker Heights offense, mentioned before, only had about 180 yards total of offense, 164 yards passing. As Diaz coming out with Brandon Jolly in the backfield, as I would have thought Jolly would have had more rush yards in that first half, as he gets hit very early on. Looks like it's only going to be a gain of 2. Ball came out, but they are going to say he was down, as the official over on the near side immediately signaling second down, as they are going to say Jolly held on to that football. As keep in mind, Jolly did fumble that football in the first quarter, as the first 3 possessions for Shaker Heights, missed field goal, fumble, and then a punt. As Jolly almost had fumble number 2 right there, as Andrew Bixon came up with it and was signaling Solon football. However, the official had other ideas. As Diaz goes back to pass, that one is going to be caught by Walker. Lots of room. Splits through the defenders right there. Still has some room over on the sideline, and it looks like Shaker Heights is going to take the lead with 11:04 left to go, as a pass play off over to Jihad Walker is going to give Shaker Heights the lead. As Shaker Heights surprising the Comets, as this Comets defense still giving up big plays. Another 60-plus yard touchdown reception for the Shaker Heights offense. And now Shaker Heights takes the lead 19-13 with 11:04 left to go. As Jihad Walker helps the Red Raiders get the lead, and that one is up. That one is right down the middle of Broadway, so that is good. So Solon down 20-13. here with 11:04 left, and we're going to see the replay right there as McQuaid couldn't make the tackle right there. Good blocking upfield, as nobody for Solon could catch up to Walker. 6'4", 182 pounds, the senior goes into the end zone. So there you have it. Shaker in the lead, 20-13. As now the Solon Comets offense, they're going to get an opportunity to get back on the field. They had 9 first downs in the first half. As Coyle Eichelberger, he's going to be back deep alongside number 28, Bryce West. As Eichelberger is almost broken free a couple of times on some kickoff returns. As Eichelberger coming into this game, longest return was for 30 yards off of a kickoff. Averages about 25 yards per kickoff return. As Shaker Heights in the lead, 20-13. This is the first time that they have led in this football game. As Coach Jim McQuaid, 12-1 against this Shaker Heights team. As at one point this actually was a non-conference matchup between the two schools as they would meet earlier on in the season. As this kickoff is going to go end over end, and it's going to take a bounce right there as Solon had to pounce on that one, or else Shaker could have easily jumped on that one. As it looks like Single, the ball carrier, is going to get close to the 35-yard line before he is finally brought down, and Solon's offense is going to be able to come back out onto the field. As Pat McQuaid, 4 touchdowns on the season as he had a rushing touchdown earlier tonight. 12 for 22 against St. Vincent St. Mary's, 89 yards passing. Keep in mind, that was only after a week and a half of practice as we have an injured Shaker Heights player down on the field. He was 11 for 23 against Kirtland, 111 yards passing. 14 for 22, 113 yards passing against Medina. That was a game in which Solon was in the lead going into the fourth quarter. However, Medina came back to score 14 points in the fourth quarter to win 24-20. As you can see, the Solon faithful over at Stewart Field, and then you could definitely see as the injured player is being attended to. Now you're probably wondering it's why there's such a sparse crowd. Well, tickets were very limited, for this particular game, as I believe that they were only giving them out to juniors and seniors. And I know some stadiums, it's usually only 2 tickets per player, band member, cheerleader, and even, I believe some places, even, the medical staff or the water girls. Their parents only get 2 tickets per game. As it has definitely been a very crazy and very strange year all the way around, but that is definitely no secret. As it looks like the Comets offense back out on the field. Eichelberger, he's going to get the handoff. He's going to head up around the middle. Pretty good gain right there. As the Comets in the first half, 91 yards rushing. As they did a pretty good job on the ground, only 68 yards passing. As they had some opportunities to put some more points up on the board, but they could not finish some drives. As it looks like Joel Capasso is going to check back into the huddle for the Comets. As Capasso, he had the very first touchdown of the season for the Comets, a 21-yard touchdown reception against St. Vincent St. Mary's earlier this season. As McQuaid getting the call from the sideline. As this Comets team, they've been on their heels, but keep in mind, they pretty much had no preseason, and they're going to have to burn a timeout right here as they could not get everybody ready. You have to keep in mind, the initial plan originally for the Solon School District was to have no sports for the first grading period. However, August 31st or around that time period, that decision was reversed, and they had to go through phases 1 and 2 with no contact. And then Solon only had about a week and a half to practice before having their very first game against St. Vincent St. Mary's, which that was a game that was scheduled last minute. St. Vincent St. Mary's actually had an opening on their schedule, and they were no stranger to last-minute games. As very first game of the season, they actually started to put things in motion to play Maple Heights And then it wasn't until Friday morning, less than 12 hours before the game started, that they got the paperwork signed to play that one. As the Comets literally only had a week and a half to practice before that one. As Eichelberger with the play action pass off over into the flat, he gets that one to go, and he is going to go down deep. Pretty good gain on the play as he was shoved out of bounds by Walker. And now the Comets faced with a 3rd and short situation. 3rd down and 2. The Comets, they have to get something going right here on offense. They got to get into a rhythm as the clock is going to stop with 10 minutes and 4 seconds. As this Shaker Heights offense, they found some weaknesses, with that Solon secondary. And they've been able to capitalize twice. Once for a 63-yard touchdown reception, another for a 65-yard touchdown reception. As Eichelberger with the handoff, heads over to the near side, gets the first down as he is taken down by Walker. And the Comets offense back in business. They are moving the football. They have an opportunity to put more points up on the scoreboard. As Eichelberger, and unfortunately a penalty marker on the play, is going to negate that. So the Comets kicking themselves in the foot right there. Negating the play, negating the first down, as that is going to be a 10-yard penalty. So what ended up being a first down is now a 3rd down and 15. As it's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And Solon coming into this one, 17 penalties for 115 total yards. As the penalty could not have come at one of the worst times. As McQuaid passes that one off over to Salerno. As Salerno still up on his feet, but he is not going to go anywhere. And it looks like the Comets are going to be forced to punt. As this Comets team, they have definitely struggled on offense at certain times here tonight. And it is going to be an opportunity once again for this particular Shaker Heights team to take an even bigger lead. As it looks like Dominic Morlandi is in to punt. Alex Benson, he is going to be back down deep. Keep in mind he has 2 touchdowns already. As that one is going to go end over end. It's going to bounce around the 40. Solon is finally going to bounce down at around the 41. As it looks like there's some extracurricular activity going on, and if actually the players breaking it up instead of the officials. So Shaker Heights getting another opportunity right here on offense. Looking to increase their lead, looking to take this one. As Solon, they keep giving up big plays on defense. As once again Diaz, he is going to come out with the running back, Brandon Jolly, in the backfield. As Jolly, he's had some pretty good carries and also had a pretty good gain off of a screenplay in the first half. As the handoff over to Jolly once again, still up on his feet, still able to get a pretty good gain on that one, as he's taken down just shy of the 50-yard line. So it's going to be close to about a gain of 8, gain of 9 on the play. So it should be about 2nd and 2. As this Shaker Heights team looking to wind down that clock, looking to increase their lead, as mentioned before, as Solon already down to 2 timeouts as they had to burn one, the previous drive. As the Solon defense struggling, and huge hole right there as Jolly still up on his feet, breaks free of a couple of tackles. There's a huge gain right there for Brandon Jolly in the Shaker Heights offense. And before you know it, they are down inside the 30-yard line, inside Solon territory. As you can see, the huge hole opening up right there. As this offensive line for Shaker Heights, they have continually provided opportunities, not only for the quarterback Adam Diaz, but they've given him a lot of time, but also the running back, Brandon Jolly. As Jolly has had a pretty good night at certain times so far. as the blitz is on, as Diaz trying to find an open receiver. He's just going to run this one up the field, and it looks like he finally gets shoved out of bounds. As you can see, Harley Barman, I believe, coming in on the stop. Or it was either Keon Porter, it might have been Keon Porter. We're going to have to see who had the stop on that one. So it is going to be a 2nd down and 1 situation, gain of 9 on the play. As Solon trying desperately to come up with a big stop on defense. Is this Shaker Heights offense? If it's not broken, don't fix it, as my broadcast partner Chuck Chokina always says. Is they are going to continue to pound the football at Solon until Solon stops it. As we are approaching the last 7.5 minutes here at Solon Stewart Field, and Diaz, he's going to get sacked right there by Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson coming up with a key sack, and the Comets defense coming up with a huge stop. As Johnson only came into this game with 2 tackles total on the season. Well, I believe he's up to 4, as he's come up with 2 big stops here tonight. So now is going to be 3rd and 12. Huge loss on the play, as now they're going to go with 1 in the backfield. And now Diaz, he's going to drop back to pass. Still has a lot of time. He has had a lot of time in that pocket. Looks like he's just going to run it, and he's just going to get tackled end over end. As you can see, the Solon defender in on the stop on that one, as it looked like it was Bryce West coming up with a stop. And yet Bryce West is the one who came up with the stop. And now Shaker Heights, they're going to go for it on 4th down. Keep in mind, in the first half, they were 50% on 4th down conversions. And with the way this Comets defense has been giving up big plays, why not go for it? As Alex Nicholson coming into this game 1-5 overall, not a whole lot left to lose. Keep in mind, this is considered to be a regular season game, as both teams out of the playoffs. As you are allowed to schedule additional games, as Jolly heads over to the right side, manages to get very close to the 1st down, and it looks like he is going to get it, as he's going to get tackled at around the Solon 16-yard line. So the Comets not able to stop the run here so far in the second half, as Jolly, the ball carrier once again, as you can see, getting stopped well beyond the 1st down marker right there on the replay. And Shaker Heights taking a lot of time off this clock. They have had the ball for a good portion of this 3rd quarter. And keep in mind, that's pretty good strategy, because if the Solon offense is off the field, they can't score. And that one tipped, and that one incomplete, as that was intended for number 12, Alex Benson, who already has 2 touchdowns on the season. Or excuse me, on the evening, I should say.
Pass was intended for Alex Benson. Knocked down by Keith Porter.
And there you have it. It is going to be 2nd down and 10. Comets defense in desperate need of a turnover and a big stop. If they can hold Shaker Heights to a field goal right here, that will be a victory in itself. As keep in mind, it is chilly inside Solon Stewart Field here tonight, as it was supposed to get down into the 30s. Once the sun went down, it is definitely football weather. And now the blitz is on, as Jolly bobbled the handoff a little bit, still manages to keep it, and still manages to get inside the 10-yard line, as he was not taken down, as he definitely stayed up on his feet. And now it's going to be 3rd and about 4 yards to go, as they are officially going to say it is 3rd down and 4, as the Comets defense, they look tired out there. They have spent most of this quarter on the field. As now Jolly getting the quarterback Diaz getting the calls from the sideline, and it looks like Shaker Heights trying to put the Comets away, as the Comets have only had the ball for a very short amount of time in this quarter. As now it's going to be a handoff over to Jolly. Jolly manages to get through the hole. It looks like he's going to get enough for the 1st down, as the Comets trying to take him down. as they are now going to say he is tackled inside the 5-yard line on the Comets 4. And now it is going to be 1st and goal. This Shaker Heights team, my goodness, they have taken a lot of time off the clock, as the Comets had to burn a timeout on their first possession. They managed to get a first down, however, it was negated due to a holding penalty. So now 1st and goal, Shaker Heights looking to capitalize right here, as they're going to go with Jolly in the backfield, and they're going to go with 2 upbacks as well. Snap is high, loose football on the ground, and it looks like there's a fight for possession. Did the Comets get it? First down, Comets! As Solon comes up with the football, Ben Weingarten coming up with the fumble recovery, and if there was a break, the Comets got it right there. High snap, loose football, and for a second I thought the quarterback Diaz had it, but the replay, good work by our camera people. Definitely want to give a shout out to them, as they are currently sitting outside the press box tonight. They are definitely doing a great job here, and definitely hats off to our SETV crew for all their work, not only here tonight, but all season long. As Solon gets the football back on offense. This is only their second possession of the half. As Eichelberger tries to head up around the middle, nothing there, as it looks like it's just going to be a short gain at the most right there.
Eichelberger, the ball carrier, is brought down by Cook, gaining 1 play, 2nd and 9.
And they're officially going to say a 1-yard gain on the play. So 2nd down and 9. Comets definitely don't want to go 3 and out right here, as they are definitely looking to get back into this football game. They've struggled at certain times on offense where they haven't really been able to get much into a rhythm. They haven't really been able to get their passing game established. Is now McQuaid. He's going to roll out. He's getting flushed out of the pocket. Looks like he's trying to find somebody down deep. He's just going to run this one off over to the sideline. Breaks a couple of tackles, still up on his feet. Finally goes out of bounds. No penalty markers on the play. And it's going to be a Comets 1st down. So the quarterback, McQuaid, getting it done on the ground once again. He already has a rushing touchdown already here tonight. That happened in the 1st quarter. As Pat McQuaid getting the 1st down for the Comets, is Eichelberger with some room over on the right side. Broke free of a couple of tacklers, manages to still get about 2 or 3 yards on that one. And we're going to have to, and it looks like maybe a gain of 4, as they are going to spot him down at around the Solon 33-yard line. So gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 for the Comets, as they're going to bring out Joel Capasu, who was mentioned before. 21-yard touchdown reception against St. Vincent St. Mary's. He had a 12-yard touchdown catch against Kirtland. He had 22 receiving yards against Medina, averages about 18 receiving yards per game. As it's going to be a pass off over into the flat to Eichelberger. Breaks free of a couple of tackles, tries to go over the defender Walker. As Walker manages to take him down, as there's definitely a lot of chattering going on right near the Solon sideline. And it's going to be a 3rd and short situation for Solon. As 3rd down and 3, Comets need to convert right here. There's a good block right there by Zach Nathanson. Taking a look on the replay, in Eichelberger trying to challenge the 6'4" Walker right there. As now we're approaching the final 2 minutes of this 3rd quarter. It looks like Eichelberger did go out of bounds, so it's going to stop the clock at 2:19. As Solon trying to get back into this one. Trying to get their 1st win of the season, and hand off over to Eichelberger. Finds the hole. Still trying to get that 1st down, and it looks like he's going to be stopped just shy of the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him down. I'm trying to figure out where they're going to mark him, as the officials kept moving as the whistles were going, as the official over on the far side was saying he's marked down at the 39. So it is going to be 4th and 1. Solon is going to go for it. Keep in mind they tried to do a pooch punt earlier, is they're going to come out with the pistol formation. Shaker Heights is going to load up the box. Play clock down to 15. As this crowd, they're starting to rock and roll. It definitely feels good to hear them pounding once again. As I think somebody may have jumped right there as McQuaid gets hit very early on. As you could see, Tommy Dunn coming up with a sack right there. That one was close. I thought somebody may have jumped, on both sides of the football, but no flags on the play. As you can see, McQuaid, no hole right there, is nobody blocking Tommy Dunn in that instance. As the Comets trying to catch the Shaker Heights defense off guard, however, to no avail. As now Shaker Heights, with 1:25 left to go here in this third quarter, they're going to get another opportunity right here. Keep in mind, they've lost the football twice, as they have 2 fumbles already. There was a fumbled snap, and then the ball carrier, Jolly, 28 in the backfield, fumbled it in the first quarter. As the snap goes back, pressure is on as Diaz. He's going to throw that one down deep. That one almost picked off. Is Pat McQuaid, who does play on defense, trying to come up with that one. As McQuaid did have an interception, I believe, against Medina earlier this season. As McQuaid mentioned before, actually has 2 interceptions on the season, as he was looking for interception number 3 right there. As he has been playing both offense and defense. As this Solon Comets team, definitely a mix of not only juniors and seniors, but also some sophomores and freshmen. And now it is going to be 2nd and 10. Handoff goes over to Jolly, gets hit very early on. As you can see, number 52, Ben Weingarten, who came up with a fumble recovery before, in on the stop. As Brandon Jolly definitely hungry to get into that end zone, as he's had some pretty good carries here in this third quarter. As they're going to say 3rd and 10. And now Shaker Heights. Not a whole lot of time left on the clock here on offense. Here in this third quarter, as they are trying to increase their lead, they are trying to force this Comets team to make another stop on defense. And now the Comets putting some pressure on as Diaz, he has managed to find ways to break out of the pocket, manages to find the receiver Darnell Palmer, as Palmer is going to come up with a reception on the Solon 16-yard line. That's going to be enough for a Shaker Heights first down, as the clock is going to stop very briefly with 25 seconds left to go. As the clock now running, as you see 15 seconds left to go on the clock, third quarter. This Solon Comets defense, they are exhausted, they are tired. They definitely want to try and get back into this one. They are desperately trying, to keep their team in this one, and there you have it. That's the end of the third quarter. It is Shaker Heights 20, Solon 13. We'll be back with the final quarter of football action, the fourth quarter, here on SETV in just a few moments. Welcome back to Stewart Field. Shaker Heights leading Solon 20-13 as we begin the fourth quarter. Jeff Sabo bringing the play-by-play action here on SETV. Thanks to everybody listening live or watching live as we are bringing this game to you here underneath the Friday night lights at Solon's Stewart Field. As Jolly, the ball carrier, gets it. Flag comes in. Looks like that's going to be in the area of a hold. As there haven't been a whole lot of penalties in this game so far. Solon was called for a hold in the third quarter.
Block below the waist. 57, offense. Repeat first down.
Well, there you have it. A illegal block below the waist is Matthew Russell on the offensive line. The guilty party on that one. As the penalty is going to move the football back. And Solon really getting a break right there as they're going to spot the ball on the Solon 31-yard line. It's 4 seconds into the fourth quarter. You know, Shaker Heights back down deep, and it looks like first and all the way to where Geauga Lake used to be. As they're saying first and 25, and hold on, a false start penalty as the official over on the near side.
False start offense.
As, well, now it really is first in all the way to where Geauga Lake and SeaWorld used to be. You know, as it looks like it's going to be a 1st and 30. So if there's an opportunity for the Comets defense to make a stop, it is definitely right here. And Shaker Heights, as you can see, you are definitely not seeing things. Yes, it is a 1st and 30, but they've been managing to find different ways to move the football as the Comets defense looking to make a stop. Loose ball on the ground once again, and it looks like the quarterback Diaz is just going to pounce on that one. Well, it's still going to be a loss on the play. So we're going to have to see what it officially is now, as the ball is going to be on the Solon 41-yard line. And now it's going to be 2nd and 41, so I was about to make the joke. 2nd and where that car dealership, which is now near where SeaWorld used to be, going on right there. And Solon, I thought for a second they were going to jump in the neutral zone. Looking to come up with a stop right here. And Shaker Heights shooting themselves in the foot, not only with penalties, but also some miscues on offense. As the handoff to Jolly finds the hole up around the middle, manages to get a huge gain on that one as McQuaid having trouble taking him down. As Jolly gets down to the Solon 22-yard line. However, that is still going to be about 14 to 15 yards away from the first down marker. But either way, huge gain on the play. Is now Shaker Heights trying to work quickly as the Comets. They've had certain trouble at times stopping the run and stopping the big plays. As you can see, their defense being spread out just a little bit. As Solon looking like that they're trying to show some blitz right here, as it's going to be 3rd and 16. As it's going to be, as now the quarterback Diaz, he's just going to throw that one down the field, incomplete. As there may have been a hold near the offensive line, but no penalty called. And it's going to be a 4th down situation once again. As Shaker Heights looks like they're going to bring out their field goal unit. And keep in mind, Carson Fowler missed one from 47 yards out earlier tonight. As now it is going to be a 39-yard attempt. As the Comets looking to get a block and looking to get a stop right here. 39-yard attempt. The kick is up. That one is no good! The kick is no good! And the Comets getting the stop when they needed it. 9:57 left. They're going to get the football back with 2 timeouts. We're going to have to take a look at the replay right there, as that one looked like it may have been blocked very early on, as that one went nowhere. And now the Comets offense, they're going to take the field once again. This is an opportunity for them to tie it. They've been able to move the football with Khalil Eichelberger at certain times. However, they've not really been able to get much in regards to a passing game. is McQuaid. He's going to hand that one off over to Eichelberger. Heads up around the middle. Manages to bounce off a couple of tacklers. And they're actually going to mark him down at the Solon 24-yard line. So approximately a gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. The Comets, keep in mind, the clock may or may not be their friend depending on what's going to go on. They don't want to go 3 and out because Shaker Heights, they've definitely found different ways to hold on to that football. They had that possession for most of the 3rd quarter. So now 2nd down and 6. Eichelberger still in the backfield. Markel Green in as the extra blocker. This is going to be a play action pass. Blitz is on. McQuaid, he is going to get sacked. As you can see, a lot of red helmets in on the stop. Is Muhammad Cook. Looks like he's going to be credited with the sack. And the Comets now faced with a 3rd and 11. As you can see on the replay right there, you know, Josh Lanier not going for the fake, as it looked like it may have been man-to-man coverage, as it looked like he may have been assigned to go after the quarterback McQuaid, as McQuaid's had some pretty good rushes so far tonight. As you can hear this Solon faithful, they may be cold, but they are rocking and rolling. They are definitely cheering, and they want to see a Solon touchdown as McQuaid getting flushed out of the pocket. Still up on his feet. He's going to pass that one downfield to Nathanson. Did he come up with it? No! It's an incomplete! As there are no penalty markers on the field, as they are signaling 4th down. And unfortunately, they are going to have to punt with 8:18 left. Keep in mind, Shaker Heights has turned the ball over twice. They have put the ball on the ground, as they are going to send Alex Benson back deep once again. Keep in mind, Benson, 2 touchdown receptions in that kick. My goodness, not a good one as Morlani hands on his helmet as that one went out of bounds at the Solon 28-yard line. So they are going to give Shaker Heights some good field position right here with 8:12 left to go. They are down by 7. Shaker Heights still with 3 timeouts to work with. Solon only with 2. And you can take a look, this Solon defense, they are exhausted. They are tired. As you can hear some of the Solon faithful in the stands saying, come on defense, come on Solon defense. They definitely were able to get some key stops before, and they managed to prevent Shaker Heights from getting a field goal. And now the snap is high, and it looks like it's a busted play right there as Diaz, the quarterback, gets hit very early on. Looks like it's going to be a short loss on the play, as they're going to mark him down for a 1-yard loss. Ball's going to be spotted at the Solon 29-yard line. As you can see, it may have been a missed play right there, a miscommunication as Brock Bowling in on the stop right there for the Comets. Is Diaz. He's had a pretty good night here so far. Has managed to find his receivers down deep. He has a 63-yard touchdown, pass, and also a 65-yard touchdown pass. So it should be 2nd and 11 high. Snap is Jolly, the ball carrier. He's going to get hit very early on. As you can see, number 71, Scott Siegel, coming in on the stop. So now they're going to say probably about 3rd and 9 as the Comets defense needing a stop right here. As time is ticking off the clock. Only 24 seconds left to go on the play clock. We're going to have to see if Shaker Heights is going to take their time with snapping the ball right here to wind the clock down. As keep in mind, they have taken a lot of time off the clock as they had the ball for practically the entire 3rd quarter. As the play clock down to 5, and the blitz is on. Diaz being flushed out of the pocket. He's going to get sacked by Markel Green, and they're going to say his forward progress stopped at the 40-yard line. So Green coming up with a sack alongside Chase Johnson, and the Comets getting the stop when they need it. as it is definitely great to hear the Solon band rocking and rolling along with the foot stomping that is right beneath me here at Solon Stewart Field. And this is, I believe, is going to only be the second time Bryce Alief is going to have to come out and punt for Shaker. As you can see, Alief making sure that the correct number of players are on the field. Pat McQuaid back deep to receive this punt return, or to do the punt return. As the Comets dodging a bullet off of a bad punt by Merlani, as this one's going to go end over end, and it's going to be down at the 5-yard line. As you can see, number 8, Jaden Lewis, downing the football right there.
So Solon, 5:42 left, 2 timeouts. Here we go. As Solon
Looking for their first victory in what has been an unusual season. I know that is an understatement, but it is the truth. As this Solon team, they've struggled at certain times, but keep in mind, no scrimmages. They only had a week and a half to practice compared to having the entire month of August to practice. Just keep in mind, the teams typically start practicing beginning of August and then have at least 2 or 3 scrimmages before week 1. As Eichelberger gets the handoff, heads up around the middle. And it looks like it's going to be a short gain on the play, as they're going to mark him just past the 5-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. As this Shaker Heights defense, one of the keys to this game was, well, stop Solon's running game. They've been able to do that in the second half. Whatever was said at halftime by head coach Alex Nicholson really stuck with them and has really made a difference. So Solon, with about 5 minutes to go, as McQuaid passes that one off over to Nathanson. Nathanson tries to head up around the middle, manages to get to the 16-yard line. As it is going to be very close, and it is going to be a Solon first down. As Solon getting a first down, that is what they needed. All they need to do is just move the football along, find ways to extend drives, keep the drives alive, and then they can get back into this one. As now the handoff over to Eichelberger, manages to go around the blockers, not a whole lot of room there, bounces off one tackler, still up on his feet, finally gets shoved out of bounds. As you can see, Noah Foster, who's come up with some big stops, managing to shove him out of bounds. And hold on, it looks like we have an injured Solon player on the field, as the training staff is going out there. And taking a look at some stats that Solon had last season against Shaker Heights. Keep in mind, this was a Saturday afternoon matinee matchup, as Solon finished that game with 13 first downs, 166 yards rushing, 183 yards passing, 349 yards total. It was actually Andrew Mulvaney who actually played in that game, as Pat McQuaid, he was injured and did not play in that particular matchup, as Mulvaney still had a pretty good game, as he actually finished that one with about 183 yards passing, as Eichelberger got Solon on the board early on in that one, thanks to a 6-yard rushing touchdown. And then Diaz was actually the quarterback. He actually had a touchdown he actually had 2 touchdown passes in that one. And then Eichelberger ended up with 2 more touchdowns for a total of 3 for that entire game. And something that was very interesting is that Noah Yonke and Zach Baldwin, who are actually members of the Solon soccer team, they were actually the place kickers for the Solon football team last season as well. They actually played in a soccer game over at University School earlier on in that day. And then after that game was over, they traveled to Shaker Heights and then played for the Comets on the gridiron against Shaker Heights. So a very unique distinction that they had a chance to play for Solon soccer and football in the same day. As Solon soccer's had a great start season so far. As the injured player was Bray Kogler, as he was helped off the field. And now it's going to be a screen pass as Eichelberger, with a lot of room, this is where he is very dangerous, and he is going to move his way to the first down. Taken down and around the Solon 29-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Comets. So it's going to be on their own 29-yard line. Solon, not a whole lot of time left. 2 timeouts as they had to burn one in the 3rd quarter. As Eichelberger, as you can see, wearing number 2, being sent out over in the flat. Quick pass out, trying to get over around the tacklers, heads over to the far side, finally goes out of bounds. And they're going to say he went out of bounds at around the Solon 32-yard line. And Solon finding ways to utilize Eichelberger. However, this Shaker Heights defense, they've managed to stay in the box. They've definitely put a lot of pressure on the Solon offensive line. They put a lot of pressure on Solon in the backfield. As mentioned before, Eichelberger 3 touchdowns against Shaker 1 year ago. 5 career touchdowns against this Shaker Heights program, as he had one in 2018 here at Stewart Field. As Eichelberger handoff once again, gets to the 36 before he is finally taken down. And now the Comets faced with another 3rd down situation. And at this point in the game, you have to think this is going to be 4 down territory. As Solon now faced with a 3rd and 4. As Eichelberger still back out there. As the Comets get the call from the sideline. And it looks like another timeout has to be taken.
Shaker Heights.
And this time Shaker Heights is going to have to burn a timeout, as it doesn't look like they were real happy with personnel how they were lined up. So a smart timeout by Alex Nicholson, 2nd-year head coach for this Shaker Heights program. As mentioned before, it had a lengthy interview process for the head coaching job. Actually submitted in a 5-year plan as to how he was not only going to raise the team GPA, but also how he was going to build it at the youth levels, and also a way to build this program, to be a successful one. And usually a lot of the coaches, whether it's for football, soccer, volleyball, you name it at the high school level, you have any coach that comes in with a 5-year program and a plan to build the program, chances are that coach is not only going to get hired, but is most likely going to be successful as well. As Alex Nicholson, played at Carroll College over in Wisconsin, had a master's in science of education in Quincy, which was over in Illinois, and served as an associate head coach over at Brush from 2016 to about 2018 or 19. And now Eichelberger manages to push forward ahead. Where are they going to spot him? As you can see, Shaker Heights was pointing, saying he was out of bounds at the 37, and it looks like the officials agree. So now Solon faced with a 4th down and 2. As you can see over on the sideline, Nick Davidson, who actually not only played for the Solon program, but along with his brother Tony Davidson, kind of signaling, hey, let's go for it on 4th down, as they're going to officially say 4th and 3. Ball is going to be on their own 37-yard line, as they have 2 receivers over on the near side. Handoff over to Eichelberger. Oh, Shaker Heights was ready for that one. As Eichelberger blows ahead and gets the 1st down. Khalil Eichelberger gets to the 41-yard line in Solon territory. It's a 1st down, and the Comets keep the drive alive. As it looks like Markel Green, he was in as an extra blocker on that one. And the Comets, with Eichelberger in the backfield, 3 receivers over on the near side. Nathanson looking for his had a key catch earlier on. Over on the far side is Eichelberger, finds the hole, only a couple of people to beat, splits through the defenders, finally plows down somebody in the secondary. 1st and 10 Comets, as Eichelberger tackled at the Shaker Heights 28-yard line, and the Comets are in business. As Khalil Eichelberger, see on the replay right there, plowing down the defender, Noah Foster, plowing down inside Shaker territory. And here we go. As now it's going to be a screenplay. They've had a lot of success with that. It's Eichelberger. He has a lot of room. He is going to go into the end zone. And touchdown, Solon! Khalil Eichelberger going into the end zone, and I don't see any flags on the field. In the comments, they are within one. Khalil Eichelberger, 28-yard touchdown reception off of the screenplay. That is his second touchdown of the night, 6th of the season. And now the Comets lining up like they're going to go for the 2 points. Keep in mind, it was a couple seasons ago against Menor where it was Nick Close who managed to be wide open in the end zone. He caught the pass and that ended up winning the game for the Comets in overtime on a very rainy evening. As I ended up seeing his dad, Mike Close, in the stands earlier on tonight, said hello to him. And now Funderburg in to tie it. McQuaid the holder. And here we go. As Funderburg, is that one in? Butt up in! It's good! We are tied with 2:27 left to go here in this fourth quarter at Solon Stewart Field. We have the handy-dandy barn burner going on. Is Evan Funderburg getting his 3rd point of the season, and it could not have come at a better time, as we are tied at 20. Second career point at Stewart Field, as we are tied, as this crowd should be rocking and rolling as soon as Solon kicks this one off. And ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce I don't need another cup of coffee. I am definitely rocking and rolling as well. I'm definitely very excited right here as Solon has tied it with 2:27 left to go. As Solon getting ready to kick things off here at Solon Stewart Field. We could be seeing overtime. And the Comets defense, they've come up with some pretty good stops here, here late in this game. And they're going to need to come up with another one right now. As Funderburg getting ready to kick things off. And now that one is going to be a squib kick, and that's going to be taken by Benson right there. As Benson, he's just going to dive down to the ground. Keep in mind, he's about 6'4". He has 2 touchdowns, and this Solon defense, they are energized.
Kick is returned by Alex Benson. He's brought down by Markel Green.
And I would not be surprised if we heard some foot stomping by the fans left inside the Solon crowd. Here with 2:23 left to go as Diaz back in at quarterback. As he had 1,281 yards passing 1 season ago as Jolly gets the handoff, and he's going to head past the 50-yard line into Solon territory. As you can see, Andrew Bixon coming up with what could be a game-saving stop right there. They're going to mark him down at the Solon 46. As it looks like they're taking some time to reset the football. Clock is actually continuing to run. Both teams currently sitting with 2 timeouts. As the Solon defense, they need to get set right here. Is Brian Wisniewski calling out the defensive assignments as Jolly, the ball carrier, tries to head up around the middle. Oh, huge hole right there. He manages to get further inside Solon territory, taken down at the Solon 31. Is Pat McQuaid credited with the stop on that last play. As Shaker Heights, they're going to continue to move forward. They're going to continue to go to a no huddle and work quickly. Time is running down. Keep in mind, they have missed 2 field goals down on this end of the field here tonight. One from 39 yards out, the other one in the first quarter from 47. As the snap goes back, Jolly, the ball carrier, he finally gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And it looks like they're finally going to say his forward progress ended at the 30-yard line. So gain of 1. So 2nd down and 9, Shaker Heights. Continuing to work quickly. My guess is that they're probably going to try and wind down this clock and make sure Solon does not get that football. Keep in mind they've turned it over twice, as they have lost 2 fumbles. And hold on, I think Alex Nicholson just took a timeout for Shaker.
Shaker Heights.
With 1:01 left, because I don't think Nicholson liked what he necessarily saw. But this is going to give an opportunity for the Comets to reset. Is Brian Wisniewski, defensive coordinator. He also helps coach the linebackers. He is out on the field. Also serves as a gym instructor at, I believe, Roxbury Elementary School in the school district. Wearing the white shirt and almost look like a bumblebee hat that he is wearing on the sidelines. And you definitely need a hat out there as it's dropping into what feels like the 30s here at Solon Stewart Field. As it's still going to be 2nd down and 9. Solon defense, they've come up with some big stops here late in this game. Is now Shaker Heights threatening to score once again. 1:01 left. As the snap is high, handoff over to Jolly. Manages to find the hole in the Comets defense. Making the stop right there. As you can see, Jamari Holmes making another key stop near the line of scrimmage. And the Comets, they got to get set on defense right here. And Shaker Heights looking to catch them off guard. And it looks like they are going to change the play from the sideline. As that offensive line, they've been able to create some holes up the middle. As Solon has to load up the box right here. As Diaz calling out the assignments. Clock is ticking. 1 timeout left for the Raiders. And now Markel Green trying to get Diaz in the backfield. Diaz avoids the sack. And now Diaz still up on his feet, and Green finally comes up with a sack. Finally taken down for a loss on the play. And now it looks like Shaker Heights has to use their final timeout. 12 seconds left.
Timeout. Shaker Heights.
12 seconds left. Shaker is going to use their final timeout. Keep in mind, they have not been very successful with field goals and with where they have to spot that football. It would actually be a 49-yard attempt. Is their place kicker, Carson Fowler. Rough night. Missed one from 39 yards out, missed one from 47. And the final timeout taken by Shaker Heights. With 12 seconds left, they're actually going to say it is 4th down and 10. And from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like they're bringing out the field goal unit. From what I'm seeing with my binoculars, it looks like they're going to go for it. You have to think with 12 seconds left, they're probably going to take a shot at the end zone. As they are going to try and force the Comets to make a stop right here. Jolly lining up in the backfield.
Timeout.
And now Solon is going to have to take a timeout, because I don't think Brian Wisniewski liked what he necessarily saw out there. And if there's a time to be nervous, I think it is right now, if you are a Solon Comets fan. Is there, believe it or not, the people who are left, there are actually a bunch of them standing. I'm not sure if it's just to stay warm or if they're just getting into the game. Is this game definitely being played under unusual circumstances, as this game was scheduled less than 1 week ago. And in fact, they were actually playing Solon soccer here on this field when this game was scheduled last Saturday. Now Shaker Heights doesn't look like they're going to bring out the place kicker Fowler, as they're going to keep their offense on the field. And now the Comets. Hans team is going to be back deep. They need to make a stop. But keep in mind, Shaker Heights, they most likely have to either go for the end zone or try and get out of bounds. They are out of timeouts. As we can hear this Solon crowd rocking and rolling, as it is cold And now the play is on. And that one's going to be thrown down deep. And that one, incomplete. As Alex Benson cannot come up with that one. As Benson, who had 2 touchdown receptions earlier on in this game, had his hands on that one. And that would have been game over had he come up with that one. As he had to see number 22, Andrew Bixson. His hands were on the look on his face. He probably had to be thinking, oh, please let there be a football on the ground. When I look up, and sure enough, the football was on the ground. So Shaker Heights taking a shot towards the end zone. And Solon looking like they're just going to kneel the football right here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are heading to overtime. Yes, this has been a classic, as we are going to be going to overtime here at Solon Stewart Field. And it looks like they are going to have to do a coin toss. As keep in mind, each team is going to get a possession. It is very similar to what you see at the collegiate ranks. However, at the collegiate ranks, I think by the 3rd or 4th overtime, you have to go for 2 points. Not necessarily the same way in high school. And I'll be honest, Chuck Chokina and I, when we were calling a game back when I was in high school, we actually found that out while the game was going on, because by the 3rd overtime against Mayfield, the teams didn't have to go for 2. So that's how we found out about it. So both teams will get a possession. You know, and strategy-wise, you want to go on defense first, because then you know what you have to do on offense when you get the football. You see Alex Nicholson right there talking to the officials as one of his captains, Noah Foster. Looks like they're going to come out with the coin for the coin toss, and well, definitely very different what you see for the coin toss these days. As you can see the officials explaining everything. We're not sure if the referee's going to turn on his mic, but we're going to have to just wait and see. All right, so looks like we're not going to be able to listen into the conversation. And there we go with the coin toss. We have to see who wins it. Well, it looks like there's some confusion right there. Is normally what you see for the coin toss is that one official normally writes down what the call was made, and how it looks like they're trying to determine who won the toss. Okay, I admit I've never seen a coin toss where there is this much confusion. So it looks like Solon won the toss and they deferred to go on defense. You know, or it looks like they're going to go on defense first. So Solon will go on defense first, and Shaker Heights will go on offense first, that is the strategy you want to use. Keep in mind, you know, as mentioned before, each team will get a possession, so this is very similar to what you see at the collegiate level, not the NFL level where there are so many rules and it's hard to determine how exactly overtime is going to end or how it's even going to start. So Shaker Heights will get the football first. Now keep in mind, if they score, Solon will get an opportunity on offense. So it is going to be 1st and 10 for Shaker. Ball is going to be spotted on the 20-yard line as Jolly's going to be in the backfield. Keep in mind, he's had a pretty good second half, but he has not found the end zone. And it's going to be a high snap as Jolly gets hit very early on. And keep in mind, if that would have been a fumble right there, if that would have been a fumble recovery by Solon, that would have been the Shaker Heights possession. Solon would have automatically gotten the football. So it's going to be no gain on the play. As the center for Shaker, number 52, Danny McCall, he's had a lot of high snaps so far. And keep in mind, one of them resulted in a fumble. As now the snap goes back, pressure is on, good coverage. And that pass is going to be taken by Walker, and he is going to go into the end zone. So Walker gets the touchdown pass, 20 yards. And then Shaker is going to lead it 26-20 here in the first overtime. As Walker, second touchdown of the evening. This time from 20 yards out. And this is where it can be a real difference maker as Carson Fowler. Keep in mind, he missed an extra point earlier tonight, and he's missed field goals from 47 and 39 yards. And if Solon can get a block right here, this could be to their advantage. As the snap is back, the kick is up. He actually slipped, but that one still went right down the middle of Broadway. So Shaker 27, Solon 20. And now Solon's going to get an opportunity right here in overtime to tie this one up. And Solon, not too long ago against Mentor, I believe it was back in 2019, they managed to go for 2 points in overtime against Mentor, giving Mentor their first loss of the season, as McQuaid was able to find Nick Close wide open in the end zone. And that play was actually being circulated all over social media just a few days ago. It was the anniversary of that particular overtime win for Solon. And now this is the position the Comets wanted to be in by winning the toss. They now know they have to get to the end zone, and they have to either score 2 to win it or get the extra point to tie this one up to send it into another overtime. As Eichelberger gets hit very early on. As you can see, Tommy Dunn coming in on the stop once again. As Dunn had a very key stop earlier on in this half. So gain of 2 on the play. Keep in mind they're going to run the normal play clock. And they're actually saying Solon has 1 timeout. As you can hear the Shaker Heights sideline making some noise along with their crowd. Their crowd is standing up on its feet. And now McQuaid being flushed out of the pocket. As we're going to have a flag on the play. That one being thrown towards the middle of the field. And hopefully, and it looks like it's going to be a face mask. We're going to have to see if it's offensive or defensive. As that one was, and it looks like it might be holding. As that one was thrown by the back judge.
You have a hold. Number 21, defense.
So defensive hold.
First down.
As it's going to give the Comets a first down. Is Andrew Mulvaney, who actually played at quarterback against this, Shaker Heights team a year ago, could not catch the pass. However, the Comets getting a huge break due to the penalty. However, keep in mind, Comets turn the ball over, it is game over. So they have to keep that football. As this Shaker Heights defense, they have definitely come up with some key stops. As McQuaid, handoff goes over to Eichelberger, bounces off a couple of tacklers. He's going to go into the end zone. Comets are within 1. So Khalil Eichelberger, that is going to be his 3rd touchdown of the night. That's going to bring him to 7 total on the season. And there's a holding penalty against the Comets, so it's going to negate the touchdown. So penalty markers coming out to haunt both teams, and the Comets called for holding. Just when you think the Comets were coming within one, the dirty laundry brings out the ghost of penalty yardage. As the Comets now back deep inside the 15-yard line. As Eichelberger with the handoff on the same play once again, still on his feet, still gets to the 10-yard, or excuse me, gets close to the 10-yard line. As with that holding penalty, it ended up repeating first down. So the Comets, faced with a second down situation, they only have about 11 yards to go into the end zone. And hold on. We have a timeout on the field. And it looks like we do have an injured Shaker Heights player, is Josh Lanier. He has come up with several key stops. He is hurt on the field. As keep in mind, there's really no clock here in overtime, as it is just mainly a possession game. So Solon trying to tie this one up. As Lanier is back up on his feet, looks like he is holding his arm. Hopefully he is okay. This has definitely been one hard-fought football game between both teams. As both of these teams leaving it out on the field. As no matter who comes out with a victory in this one, this has really been a hard-fought football game. Very well played. Definitely a very great atmosphere here inside Solon Stewart Field under what has been very unusual circumstances this season. The schedules being made last minute, games being scheduled last minute. Either way, the kids are playing, and here we are. So the Comets need 11 to get to the end zone. Eichelberger in the backfield. And now the handoff goes over to Eichelberger. Can't find the hole. Nobody there. And Eichelberger looks like he's going to get tackled for a short loss. And now the Comets faced with a third down situation. And now Shaker Heights changing up the personnel a little bit up front. As the Comets trying to work quickly. Is Eichelberger still in the backfield. They currently have 4 receivers. And now McQuaid trying to make sure everybody is on the same page. As now the snap goes back. Blitz is on. He's going to throw that one down to the end zone. Did Nathanson stay in bounds? Did Salerno stay in bounds? No, he didn't! And Cesar Salerno could not stay in bounds. And the Comets down to one offensive play. And from where I'm standing, I have to admit, it was very hard to tell. As we're going to get another replay on this one. He was able to come up with the football. Looks like they're showing the replay. Solon Comets sideline is furious as it looked like he had, 1 foot in. As McQuaid, he's going to take a timeout. As you could hear the crowd, they were furious at Solon Stewart Field as the replays were showing he had a foot in bounds. Keep in mind, this is not like the professional level where you could use that red challenge flag. And I have to admit, I did an Otterbein versus Capital game many, many years ago with Andy Chow. Yes, the same Andy Chow you've definitely seen on WOSU quite a bit during this pandemic, where no replay, and the officials had to talk about it, a certain play for over and over again, and it looks like he had both feet in bounds. As with it being this close, I'm kind of surprised the officials didn't at least discuss it before making the call. As you could see, a lot of the Solon faithful pointing to the scoreboard. They were not happy with that call. And now Solon down to its last play. And here we go. McQuaid drops back to pass. He's going to throw that one into the end zone. Khalil Eichelberger! He gets the touchdown right there. Eichelberger with the 11-yard reception. That is going to be his 3rd touchdown of the evening. Comets within 1. Keep in mind, they could go for 2 here, and they put the Red Raiders away. Or they go for 1, and we're going to double overtime. And now the Comets looking like they might be showing that they're going to go for 2. Trying to get the personnel on the field. Gutsy call by Coach McQuaid, and hold on.
Timeout. Shaker Heights.
It looks like Shaker's going to take a timeout, and maybe the strategy there was to get Shaker to burn a timeout, as I don't see Funderburg on the field. As Solon looks like they are trying to put this one away. Keep in mind, they get a successful 2-point conversion right here. It is lights out, game over for Shaker Heights, and Solon will walk away with its first victory of the season. And now Solon talking about it in the huddle. Is Solon off of an opportunity that looked like it was off of a missed call by the official, and they're going to go for 2. Is Shaker Heights. They make the stop right here. It is game over. Here's McQuaid. He's going to pass that one off over to Eichelberger, and the Comets win! The Comets win! Eichelberger goes in on the 2-point conversion. Solon wins 28-27. Khalil Eichelberger with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and the Comets get their first victory of the season. My goodness gracious! The Comets in overtime put away Shaker Heights 28-27. As the Comets win, they get their first victory of the season here at Solon Stewart Field. They are going to go to 1-4 overall. Khalil Eichelberger, 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. The Comets win the handy-dandy barn burner, down 20-13 at one point in the third quarter, come back in overtime to win 28-27 against Shaker Heights. My goodness, the Comets looking to get some momentum, as it looks like we may have some games later on this season. They are excited. Congratulations to them. As your final score from Solon Stewart Field, Solon 28, Shaker Heights 27. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, for the rest of the awesome, super duper, resilient SETV crew, the people working in our TV truck. I want to thank Tammy Strom, Mike Rink, and Joe Forenzi once again for allowing me to have the call. I'm Jeff Sabo. Please stay healthy, stay safe, and best of all, have a good night.